Alright, let's talk something truly, deeply American. Taxes. Yes, that magical time of year when we all collectively remember how much gets vacuumed up by Uncle Sam. It's a national tradition, like arguing about politics at Thanksgiving or pretending to understand the rules of American football. For decades, the sacred ritual has been the same. You gather a shoebox full of crumpled receipts, you trudge to a certified public accountant, or CPA, and you pray they can work some kind of financial wizardry to get you a refund big enough to finally fix that weird noise your car has been making since 2018. It's a system, a confusing system, an often expensive system. But now, there's a new player in the game. A challenger has entered the ring, and it doesn't have a corner office or a slightly too firm handshake or a framed photo of its family on a boat. No, this challenger is artificial intelligence. AI tax advisors, promising to do your taxes faster, cheaper, and maybe even better. This sets up the ultimate grudge match, a veritable clash of the calculators. On one side you have the seasoned human professional, the CPA, on the other, the sleek new algorithm. The central question is simple. Who is actually better at getting you a bigger refund? This isn't just an academic debate for nerds who find tax law genuinely fascinating, and yes, those people exist, and we should be slightly worried about them. This is a question that affects your wallet directly. It's the difference between a sad little refund that barely covers a fancy dinner and a glorious, chunky check that lets you finally tell your landlord you'll be fixing the faucet yourself, thank you very much. We're going to dive deep into this, looking at everything from cost, convenience, to the terrifying possibility of an audit. Because when it comes to your money, you deserve to know if you should trust the human with a degree or the robot with a server farm. So buckle up. We are about to wade through the murky, jargon-filled waters of the US tax code. We'll pit man against machine in a fight for your financial future. We'll examine the pros, the cons, and the shocking truths lurking behind the promises of both AI and human accountants. Will the rise of the machines spell the end for the trusty CPA, or is there still something to be said for a good old-fashioned human brain when you're trying to explain why your home office is also technically your bedroom? The answer might just surprise you, and more importantly, it might just save you a whole lot of money. Let the great tax showdown begin. First, let's get our definitions straight because you can't have a proper fight without knowing who's in the ring. In one corner, we have the human CPA. This is a person, a real-life, breathing human being who has gone through an absolutely absurd amount of training and testing to earn those three little letters after their name. Think of them as the Jedi Knights of the financial world. They've passed a grueling exam, they have to keep up with continuing education, and they are legally and ethically bound to act in your best interest. They can sit down with you, look you in the eye, and listen to the convoluted story of your freelance gig writing horoscopes for dogs. Your CPA is your financial therapist, your strategic advisor, and your shield against the labyrinthine hellscape that is the IRS tax code. They don't just plug numbers into a form, they ask questions. They can strategize about the future, advise you on big life decisions like buying a house, starting a business, and represent you if, God forbid, you get that dreaded letter from the IRS inviting you for a little chat. A CPA offers a bespoke, handcrafted tax experience. They are the artisanal, small-batch, farm-to-table option for your finances, which, as we know, often comes with an artisanal, small-batch price tag. In the other corner, we have the AI tax advisor. This isn't a friendly robot like C3PO, fluent in over 6 million forms of communication, including IRS speak. It's an algorithm. It's a sophisticated piece of software that uses machine learning to scan your financial data, identify potential deductions, and fill out your tax forms. Think of it less as a person and more as a super-powered version of TurboTax that's had way too much coffee. You connect your bank accounts, your investment portfolios, and your payroll information, and the AI sifts through it all at lightning speed, looking for patterns and opportunities you might have missed. The big selling point here is efficiency and access. The AI never sleeps, it doesn't take vacations, and it doesn't judge you for your questionable late-night online shopping habits. It's the fast food version of tax prep. Quick, cheap, and surprisingly effective, but you might not want to know exactly what's in the secret sauce. Now for the part everyone actually cares about, the cost. Because financial advice that costs more than it saves is, to use a technical term, completely pointless. Let's start with the human CPA. Hiring a CPA is like buying a tailored suit. It's going to fit you perfectly, but it's not going to be cheap. The cost can vary wildly depending on where you live and how complicated your taxes are. For a relatively simple individual tax return, you might be looking at a few $100s, maybe in the $300 to $600 range. That's not nothing. That's a new set of tires, a weekend trip, an irresponsible number of pizzas. But if you're a small business owner, a freelancer with multiple income streams, someone who dabbles in cryptocurrency, that price can skyrocket. For complex returns, you could easily be paying $1,000 or more. Some CPAs charge by the hour, with rates often ranging from $150 to over $450 per hour. Yes, per hour. For that price, you'd expect them to not only do your taxes but also whisper encouraging affirmations to you while they do it. This cost is a significant barrier for many people, which is precisely why so many of us end up doing our taxes ourselves at 11 p.m. on April 14th, fueled by panic and regret. On the other side of the spectrum, we have the AI tax advisor. This is where the machine really starts to look appealing. Many AI tax platforms operate on a subscription model, or a flat fee basis, and the prices are a fraction of what a human CPA would charge. You might pay a flat fee of anywhere from $50 to $200 for your federal returns, for your state returns. Some even offer freemium models, where very simple returns are completely free, with charges only for more complex situations like investment income, self-employment. That is a massive, almost unbelievable price difference. It's the difference between buying a car and buying a Hot Wheels car. Of course, you have to be careful. Some AI services lure you in with a low starting price, then hit you with a barrage of upcharges for every little thing. Sold some stock? That'll be an extra $40. Health savings account? Another $25. It can add up. Even so, in almost every scenario, the final bill for an AI service is going to be significantly lower than the invoice from a human CPA. For the millions of Americans with straightforward financial lives, the cost-effectiveness of AI is undeniable. The question is, are you getting what you pay for, or are you just buying a cheaper ticket on a flight that might not land? Cost is one thing, but the whole point is to get the biggest refund possible, so who is better at finding those sweet deductions and credits? A human CPA brings a lifetime of experience and, crucially, context. They understand the nuance of your situation. For example, you're a freelance graphic designer. You tell your CPA you bought a high-end camera. You assume it's personal, but the CPA asks, do you use it for your design work, texture photography, client mock-ups? Suddenly, that $2,000 camera becomes a deductible business expense. This is where humans shine. They read between the lines. An AI might tag that Best Buy camera as personal electronics. It can't probe the why. A good CPA knows the tax code isn't just rules, it's a landscape of opportunities and they can navigate it. They advise on the home office deduction, gray areas of the law, and how to document mileage for business travel to withstand IRS scrutiny. They're strategists, not just data processors. Don't count AI out. Its massive advantage, it can process colossal amounts of data without fatigue. It scans every transaction from your bank and cards for the year. It might flag trips to an office supply store as possible side hustle expenses. It can analyze your portfolio and suggest tax loss harvesting, selling losers to offset gains, with precision and speed a human can't match. An AI won't forget to check for credits. For example, an AI might spot a certification course you paid for and flag it as a potential lifetime learning credit. A human might only find that if you told them. The AI's strength is exhaustive, systematic checks. It turns over every digital stone, so you have a trade-off. The CPA excels via context, conversation, and strategic thinking. The AI excels by brute forcing your data and applying every rule in its database. The winner depends on where your savings hide, in the nuances of your life story, or buried in your digital transaction history. In our modern world, where you can order a mattress from your phone and have it appear at your door the next day, convenience is king. And when it comes to taxes, the process is often anything but convenient. This is where the battle between AI and humans becomes incredibly one-sided. Let's be honest, using a human CPA can be a bit of a hassle. First, you have to find one. Then you have to schedule an appointment, which might be weeks away during the busy tax season. Then you have to gather all your documents, W-2s, 1099s, receipts, investment statements, and physically bring them to their office or spend hours scanning and uploading them to a secure portal. The whole process is punctuated by waiting. You wait for the appointment, you wait while the CPA reviews your documents. You wait for them to call you with follow-up questions. You wait for them to prepare the return. It's a process that can take days or even weeks from start to finish. It requires you to conform to someone else's schedule. It's the old way of doing things, and while it might be thorough, it is absolutely not fast. For people who are used to instant gratification, the traditional CPA model can feel frustratingly slow and archaic, like using a dial-up modem in an age of fiber optics. Enter the AI tax advisor, the Usain Bolt of the tax world. The entire process is built for speed and convenience. You can do your taxes from your couch, in your pajamas, at 2 in the morning. There are no appointments to schedule. You just create an account, and the AI guides you through the process step by step. The real magic is in the data integration. Instead of you manually entering numbers from your W-2, you can often just take a picture of it with your phone, and the AI will extract the data. You can link your bank and brokerage accounts, and the AI will import all your transactions and investment data automatically. What might take days of back and forth with a CPA can be accomplished in an hour or two with an AI. The platform asks you a series of simple yes or no questions to guide you through deductions and credits. Once all the data is in, the AI can prepare your return almost instantly. You review it, click File, and you're done. The sheer convenience is a game changer. It transforms tax preparation from a multi-week ordeal into a single-session task. For anyone with a busy schedule or a deep-seated aversion to making appointments, the AI's speed and accessibility are almost impossible to beat. It's just easier. Speed and cost are great, but none of it matters if your tax return is wrong. A mistake can lead to a smaller refund, penalties, or worst of all, an audit. An audit is the financial equivalent of a full-body scan by the world's most judgmental doctor. So who is more accurate, the human CPA or the AI? On the surface you'd think the AI has this in the bag. Computers don't make math errors. They don't have fat fingers and accidentally type $10,000 instead of 1,000. Their calculations are, in theory, flawless. They apply the tax code as it's written, without emotion or error, garbage in, garbage out. The AI is only as accurate as the data it's given. Forget to upload a 1099 from a freelance job, the AI won't magically know it exists, it can't guess. Misclassify a business expense as personal, the AI will likely accept your input without question. The AI's accuracy is heavily dependent on you, and let's be honest, most of us are not experts. The risk, not math errors, but perfect math on the wrong info. This is where a human CPA provides a crucial safety net. A good CPA acts as a filter. They will look at your numbers and use experience to spot things that seem off. Reported income halved from last year? They'll ask why. Unusually high business meals? They'll question it and make sure you have the documentation. They provide professional judgment an AI can't replicate. If audited, a CPA can represent you before the IRS. They will handle the correspondence, organize the defense, and argue on your behalf. An AI platform will probably hand you a pamphlet and wish you luck. The accuracy debate is a paradox. AI, more accurate at pure calculation. Humans, more accurate at ensuring real-world correctness. Using AI is like flying with a sophisticated autopilot. Reliable, but you'd still want a human pilot for surprises. With a CPA, you have that pilot. With AI, you're the pilot. Hope you know the buttons. So, after all that, we come back to the big question. AI or human? Who gets you the bigger refund and who should you trust with your financial soul? The truth is, there's no single right answer. It's not a simple case of one being universally better. The best choice depends on who you are and how complicated your financial life is. It's like choosing between a microwave and a gourmet stove. They both cook food, but they are designed for very different needs and skill levels. Let's break it down into some clear scenarios. If your financial life is straightforward, the AI is almost certainly your best bet. W-2. Employee with a single job, maybe some student loan interest. You plan to take the standard deduction. Using an AI tax advisor is a no-brainer. It's cheaper, faster, highly accurate for these simple returns. You will save hundreds of dollars in fees. The risk of error is extremely low. For the vast majority of American taxpayers, the AI provides a perfect combination of affordability and convenience. There is simply no reason to pay a CPA $400 to do something an AI can do just as well for $40. On the other hand, if your financial situation is complex, a human CPA is worth their weight in gold. Small business owner, landlord with multiple properties, freelancer juggling dozens of 1099s, someone with significant investments and capital gains. You need a human. You need someone who can provide strategic advice, understand the nuances of your business, help you plan for the future, the ability to have a conversation, to ask what-if questions, and to get personalized guidance is something an AI cannot yet provide. The higher cost of a CPA is an investment in expertise and peace of mind. Ultimately, this isn't a story about the machines replacing the humans. It's a story about having the right tool for the right job. For simple tasks, the machine is more efficient. For complex, nuanced problems, the human expert remains indispensable. So take a look at your own shoebox of receipts. Is it a neat little stack of W-2S, or is it an overflowing mess of business expenses, stock sales, and cryptic notes to yourself? Your answer to that question will tell you whether you should be logging into an AI platform or scheduling a meeting with a real live accountant. Choose wisely, and may your refund be ever in your favor.